Testing. Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, where we are continuing our Duolingo speedrun, in which I'm just going from language to language as I level up, and talking about the advantages and shortcomings of this app as a method of learning languages, or as part of one. Yesterday we had a stream where we tried to get from 15th place to the top of Gold League, and as it currently stands, let me just make absolutely certain that events have not overtaken me. I continue to be at the top of Gold League, and I'm gonna just try to continue to speed run this, though not quite as fast as when I have a very specific goal. Although I do actually, thinking about it. What was it? Oh, there's an achievement. $12,500 XP. And my all-time XP right now, 8808. So that is a little under 4,000 XP. And let's see if tonight we can get to 10,000. I'm going to start out with Hungarian, but as always, if you would like to choose my language for me out of all of the languages that Duolingo has to offer, you're welcome to do that simply by giving me a follow on Twitch or a sub on YouTube and a $5 on my Patreon, the link of which you'll find up on the top of the screen right now. So we're going to start out and do some Hungarian. That's one I have a lot of trouble with. Out of all the ones we're doing, that's the one that I run into the most trouble because I just have a lot more vocabulary gaps and fewer places where I can find ways of filling them.
A gyerekek befekszenek az ágyba és beszélgetnek.
A gyerekek befekszenek az ágyba és beszélgetnek. Lie down in the bed, ágy, and chat. Beszélgetni. Now, that get is a handy little get, or got is a handy little infix, because it sort of is like a diminutive for verbs. Beszélni is to speak. Beszélgetni is to like have a little chat. This is Hungarian, being an agglutinative language, has tons of these little infixes and suffixes and prefixes, and they are very handy little things. You do all sorts of stuff. Like if you want to turn beszélgetni into to be able to chat, you can just add het. Beszélgethetnek. They are able to chat. That is the same het as lehet, lehetség, possibility. You can stick that in there right before the ni in the infinitive form of the verb, and you've got the concept of being able to do it. It's like bil in Turkish.
A busz befordul ebbe a keskeny utcába.
The bus turns into this narrow street. Keskén must be narrow.
Innen buszon utazunk.
We travel by bus. Innen is from here. Okay. Innen is from here.
Én nem sétálok be, hanem kint várok.
I don't walk in, but wait outside.
Mi is beköltözünk abba a házba.
Mi is beköltözünk. Are we moving into beköltözni? It like means into. It's like ein in German, for example. Költözni, I guess, is to move, ziehen into that house too.
Honnan jön a vonat?
Where is the train coming from? Innen, from here. Honnan, where from? Whither. Whence, rather. Whence. It's whence. See, whence is a really useful word that we just kind of got rid of in English. But they kept it in a lot of other languages, and so they can simplify their sentences, and they just have one word for where from. German does it too. Woher?
A híres színészek és színésznők besétálnak a piros szőnyegen abba az épületbe.
Híres színészek. Famous actors and actresses walk into the building, az épületbe. Walk into that building, abba az épületbe. On the red szőnyeg is carpet, I guess. Piros is definitely red. And to a great extent, I'm doing using the process of elimination here. I know színész, and I know that if you that színésznő is the female version of it. Sétálni is walking. Piros is red. Well, what are we going to be talking about with red and actors and walking? And épület I already knew was building. So the rest of it, like, I kind of had a vague recollection of hearing the word híres, but couldn't really place it, but I kind of just guessed based on the rest of it. It's probably famous. And szőnyeg I'd never heard, but piros szőnyeg in this context kind of obvious.
Az óvónő besétál a fürdőszobába és befekszik a kádba.
Bathtub and lies in the backwards bathroom and lies in the bathtub. Fürdőszoba soba is a room, so fürdőszoba bathroom, kád is bathtub.
Az az idős férfi onnan néz be azon az ablakon.
That idős férfi. Idős. Is that old? Férfi is man. Comes from onnan néz be azon az ablakon. Looks through that window, maybe? From here. Onnan is from here. Onnan, innen besétálunk abba a nagy parkba. Yeah.
Beköltöztök a szállodába a folyó mellett. Beköltöztök a szállodába a folyó mellett. Folyó mellett.
sétolok be, hanem kint várok. Miért itt fordultok be? Honnan jön a vonat? Okay. Megy innen hajó Margit szigetre. Okay. Benézek a konyhába, de nincs ott a szakas. Onnan is. Ők is onnan jönnek ebbe a városba. Yeah.
Innen buszon utazunk.
From here by bus.
Az az idős férfi onnan néz be azon az ablakon.
Old man looks through that window from there.
Beköltöztök a szállodába a folyó mellett. A szállodába. Beköltöztök a szállodába a folyó mellett. A folyó mellett.
Oh, that's what I missed the first time. I missed the word "all." Is the vowels run together a lot in this speech? Beköltözök a szállodába folyó mellett. The a in bo, szállodába, and the in a folyó sort of run together, so I didn't hear it. Ők is onnan jönnek ebbe a városba.
A gyerekek nem szállnak ki.
The children are not getting out.
A japán lány kinéz az ablakon.
The Japanese girl is looking kinéz out of the window.
A belga főnök kisétál az utcára.
Belgian boss walks out to the street. Kisétál. Ki is like aus or heraus. So kisétálni herausgehen az utcáról. And yes, my points of reference for these sorts of prefixes is German. That can be kind of confusing for people who aren't German speakers, but I haven't got a better one. English doesn't do as much of this.
Erős vagyok, kiúszom a tengerre.
I am strong. I swim out to sea.
Kiutazunk Németországba.
We travel to Germany. Kiutazni, to travel.
Kiülök az erkélyre és olvasok.
Okay. És olvasok and read. I kiülök, sit out on the erkélyre, balcony, and read, I think.
Kiállunk a vendégek elé és énekelünk.
Go. Kiállunk a vendégek elé. In front of the vendégek guests and sing, I think.
Az idős nő kiáll az ajtó elé és kiabál.
Az idős nő, the strong woman. Oh no, the old woman. Strong is idős. The old woman walks okay. Kiáll az ajtó elé és kiabál. Okay, walks outside and yells, possibly. Stands outside. Kial az ajtó elé. Stands outside the door.
Kinézünk az utcára, de ő nincs ott.
Look out onto the street, but no wonder. To the street, but he is not there.
Önök is kiköltöznek.
Are you moving out as well?
Beülünk az étterembe vagy kiülünk a parkba.
We sit in the restaurant or in the park?
A híres amerikai énekesnő kiszáll a piros szőnyegre.
Famous American singer, female singer, gets out on the red carpet.
Kisétálok a térre és felszállok egy buszra.
Walk out to the square and get on, felszállok, a bus. A gazdag emberek kiköltöznek Amerikába.
Az új hajó kiúszik a mély tengerre. Új hajó. Az új hajó kiúszik a mély tengerre.
A
Mély
tengerre.
A gyerekek nem szállnak ki. Az óvónő, the kindergarten teacher, travels out to Cairo and rests there next to the famous river. Az óvónő kiutazik Kairóba. Okay, so far so good. És ott pihen a híres folyó mellett.
Az idős nő kiáll az ajtó elé és kiabál.
Old woman stands outside the door and yells. As you do. As you do. See, and this is the thing where if you had that narrative structure, if you had that dialogue structure, something like that, it is much easier. That's much more durable context for trying to acquire vocabulary, which is a big part of this. That context gives your brain something to work with. I mean, I keep on coming back to this, but it's because it really is quite important. And it's one thing that they could definitely do better.
Lefekszünk az ágyakra.
Lie down on the beds.
Lelépek a földre.
I step down onto the ground. Lelépek. Food is earth.
Az új könyv leesik-e mellé az asztal mellé?
Leesik. Falls down beside this table. Emellé az asztal mellé.
A piros alma leesik a földre. Piros. A piros alma leesik a földre. Alma. Leesik. A. Földre.
The red apple falls to the ground.
A kicsi bogár lemászik a pincébe.
The small lemászik bug crawls down to the basement, maybe. Pincébe.
Én futok le, nem Péter.
I am running down, not Peter.
Lelépünk az ágy mellé.
We step down beside the bed. Mellé, beside.
Lefutok a szép magyar nőhöz.
I run down to the pretty Hungarian woman.
Az olasz nő lekiabál az utcára.
The Italian woman shouts down onto the street. Lekiabal, I think.
A fekete macskák kisétálnak a kertbe és lefekszenek a fűre.
Cats walk down, walk out into the garden and lie down on the grass. A fekete macskák kisétálnak a kertbe és lefekszenek a fűre.
Kinézek az ablakon és lekiabálok a térre.
I look out the window and shout down to the square.
A vendég lefut a második emeletre az ebédlőbe.
A vendég, the guest, lefut, runs down to the second floor into the dining room. A vendég lefut a második emeletre az ebédlőbe.
A nagy fekete kutya lefut az utcára és lefekszik az autók közé.
Big black dog runs down to the street, az utcára, and lies between the cars. A nagy fekete kutya lefut az utcára és lefekszik az autók közé. Én futok le, nem Péter.
Az ausztrál gyerek nem lemászik a földre, hanem leesik.
To the ground, but falling. Az ausztrál gyerek nem lemászik a földre, hanem, if not, leesik.
Kinézek.
Az ablakon. És
lekiabálok.
a
Térre.
Az.
Elugrunk vissza, aki ablak esik.
Esik.
Oh no, esik is false. Az...
Elugranak. Esik le.
Az egy esik le, aki nehéz. Nehéz az heavy.
Az. Esik le.
He falls down.
Aki
Nehéz.
Three of 9.
A fekete macska felugrik az ágyra a gyerek mellé.
Felugrik. Jumps onto the... up onto the bed. Beside the child. A fekete macska felugrik az ágyra a gyerek mellé.
A nagy zöld bogár felfut a falra.
The large zöld green bug runs onto the wall, I think.
Péter nem felfut Katihoz, csak felsétál.
Peter is not running to Kati, just walking.
A diák az asztalnál ül és felnéz az órára.
Sits at the table, az asztalnál ül, és and looks at the clock, I think. Looks up at the clock, felnéz, herauf.
Nem felsétál a kórházba az orvos, hanem felsiet.
The doctor is not walking up. Walking into the hospital, but felsiet, hurrying.
felfutunk az étterembe a 10. emeletre.
Run up into the restaurant on the 10th floor. Felfutunk az étterembe a 10. emeletre.
Nem a nők sietnek fel az ebédlőbe, hanem a férfiak.
It is not the women who are hurrying up into the dining room, but the men. Nem a nők sietnek fel az ebédlőbe, hanem a férfiak.
Innen felsétálunk a várba.
We walk into the castle from here. Innen felsétálunk a várba. Okay, up into the castle. Nem a nők sietnek fel az ebédlőbe, hanem a férfiak.
A cápa felugrik a hajóra.
Cápa felugrik a hajóra. Shark is jumping up onto the boat. A cápa. A fiú felnéz a tetőre.
Felsietünk a hegyre a magas fákhoz. Felsietünk a hegyre a magas fákhoz. A. Magas fákhoz. Felsietünk a hegyre a magas fákhoz.
A tigris felnéz a fán, az tanulok. A tigris felnéz az emberre a fán.
Az óvónő felsiet a 9. emeletre és lefekszik az ajtó elé.
Az óvónő felsiet, hurries up to the 9th floor and lies down in front of the door. Yeah, that sounds about right. Az óvónő felsiet a 9. emeletre és lefekszik az ajtó elé. A diák ül az asztalnál ül és felnéz az órára. Nem ugrunk fel a villamosra. Mi innen felsétálunk a várba.
A diák az asztalnál ül és felnéz az órára.
Student sits at the table and looks up at the clock. Az órára.
Innen felsétálunk a várba.
We walk up into the castle from here. Okay, that's another one finished. And okay. See what's going on around me. Have a glass of water, get hydrated. Oh, congratulating me on making it to the top of Gold League, friend of mine. Anything on... Okay. Now, Hungarian 4. Okay, 4 of 9.
Nem költözöm el.
I am not moving away. Nem költözöm el.
Elhaladunk egy nagy épület mellett.
We are elhaladunk egy nagy mellett. Passing by a big building. Elhaladunk egy nagy épület mellett. All this talking
A nagy
drives
fekete
for-
autó elhalad az iskola előtt.
Big black car is passing in front of the school. Nagy fekete autó elhalad el az iskola előtt.
A diák bemegy a szobába, lefekszik az ágyra és elalszik.
Goes into the room, lies down on the bed, and falls asleep. A diák bemegy a szobába, lefekszik az ágyra, és elalszik.
A hollandok is elköltöznek.
The Dutch move to. Well, I guess I would imagine they do. That's an odd statement when I think about it. Was there a question about whether Dutch people as a whole are mobile?
Elúszunk arra a szigetre.
We elúszunk arra a szigetre. Swim to that island, I think. Oh fuck. Swimming. We are swimming.
A cápák elúsznak innen.
The sharks swim away from here.
A lány elutazik, a fiú meg visszajön.
The girl is leaving and the boy is coming back. A lány elutazik, a fiú meg visszajön. Zurück.
Ők is elutaznak oda?
They traveling there too?
A rendőrök elhaladnak a bank előtt.
Are passing in front of the bank. A rendőrök elhaladnak a bank előtt.
A zöld lámpánál indulunk.
We indulunk. Start. Zöld lámpánál, like by the green light. Oh, got it. The light is green.
A busz este indul.
A busz
A busz este indul. Este. Indul.
A gyerekek elalszanak a buszon.
nem a hollandok utaznak el, hanem a belgák.
It is not the Dutch who travel, but the Belgians. I'm glad we cleared that up. A lány elutazik, a fiú meg visszajön. A sportolók de az egyik nem fut, hanem csak sétál. A tanár elköltözik abba a városba.
Elúszunk arra a szigetre.
We are swimming to that island.
Nem a hollandok utaznak el, hanem a belgák.
It is not the Dutch who travel away, but the Belgians. Again, it's still a weird sentence. Travel away from what? What are the Dutch collectively traveling away from?
Átköltözöm abba a szobába.
I move into that room. Átköltözöm abba a szobába.
Az énekesnő átköltözik egy másik országba.
The singer is moving to another country. Átköltözik egy másik országba.
Kati átnéz ezen a férfin.
Kati looks átnéz ezen a férfin. Looks through this man? Is that what it's saying?
Átutazunk Németországon.
We travel through Germany. Durchreisen.
Átsétálunk az ebédlőbe.
We walk over into the dining room.
Átülök a másik székre.
I move to the other chair.
A színésznő átül abba az autóba.
Moves over to that car.
Nem öltözöm át az előtt a fiú előtt.
Nem öltözöm át az előtt, a fiú előtt. I do not change, I think, in front of that boy.
Az ausztrál fiú átsiet a másik szobába és átöltözik.
Az ausztrál fiú átsiet a másik szobába és átöltözik. Boy hurries over to the other room and gets changed.
Átnézünk a magas kerítésen, és átsietünk a nőhöz.
We are looking a magas kerítésen. Kerítés. Over the tall fence and hurry to the woman. Hurry over to. Átutazom Németországon.
A turisták átsétálnak az utcán. A turisták átsétálnak az utcán. Utcán.
Tourists walk into the street. Over the street. Ki siet át az utcán a villamos előtt.
Ezekre a kéményekre nem szállnak madarak, csak óvónők.
Birds do not fly onto these chimneys. Only kindergarten teachers. Ezekre a kéményekre nem szállnak madarak, csak óvodők. A turisták átszélnek az utcán. Nem öltözöm át az előtt a fiú előtt. Nem átköltözöm, hanem átöltözöm. A híres zenészek nem játszanak itt, csak átutaznak a városon.
Átnézünk a magas kerítésen, és átsietünk a nőhöz.
Are looking over the tall fence and hurry over to the woman. Six of 9. Well, this is a very long one. Where's the 760. 5 days to stay at the top of Gold League.
A medve visszasiet az erdőbe.
Back, hurries back into the forest. Attitude. Madness looks like Medved.
A turisták visszasietnek a buszokhoz.
Tourists hurry back to the buses.
A rendőr visszatér.
The policeman returns.
A gyerekek visszamásznak az ágyba.
The children climb back into the bed.
Sietek vissza, jó.
I'm hurrying back. Okay. Sietek vissza, jó?
A pók visszamászik a falra.
Spider climbs back onto the chimney, maybe? Onto the wall. Fall. Not, yeah. Poke is spider, but fall is wall.
Visszaköltözünk abba a szállodába.
Move back into that hotel.
Nem megyünk ki, hanem visszaülünk a kanapéra.
Are not going out, but sitting back on the sofa.
A férfi kilép az ajtón és visszanéz a fiatal nőre.
The man looks out the door and back at the young woman. Steps out the door. Kilép.
A férfi visszaül az autóba és elindul.
Man gets back into the car and starts off.
Ti is visszautaztok oda.
Are you traveling back there as well?
A lányok visszatérnek az étterembe és visszaülnek az asztalhoz.
Return to the restaurant and sit back at the table. Abba a hotelba válaszol. Visszaköltözünk abba a szállodába.
Ülünk a vonaton és visszanézünk a folyóra. A vonaton. Ülünk a vonaton és visszanézünk a folyóra. Folyóra.
Melyik? Épületbe.
Azok.
A
Brazil.
gyerekek.
Futnak.
Yeah, actually, that word order should be okay. A fiatal énekes visszaköltözik Törökországba. Visszautazunk a városba. A lány le és meg csak. A lány elmegy és nem is néz vissza.
A pók visszamászik a falra.
Back onto the wall.
A férfi kilép az ajtón és visszanéz a fiatal nőre.
Man steps out the door and looks back at the woman. Oh, fuck, the young woman.
Melyik épületbe?
Futnak
Futnak azok.
A
Brazil.
gyerekek. A férfi kilép az ajtón és visszanéz a fiatal nőre.
The man steps out the door and looks back at the young woman. Oof. Okay, that was a bit tiring, I will admit. 7 of 9. Bloody hell.
Az a kicsi lány nem ide kiabál.
That little girl doesn't shout here. Where does she shout?
A szürke farkas ide költözik az erdőbe.
A szürke farkas ide költözik az erdőbe. The grey wolf moves into the forest. Moves here into the forest. That doesn't even make sense. I mean, moves here into the forest doesn't, I mean, that's not grammatical. I can see what they were going with it, but you wouldn't say that in English.
Az idős férfi ide érkezik a házhoz.
The old man arrives here at the house. Oh, fuck. That house, not the...
A kicsi lány ide fut a zöld fűre.
The little girl runs here onto the grass. Oh, onto the green grass. Fuck.
A nagy, zöld béka ideugrik a fához.
The big green frog jumps here to the tree. See, the trouble is they're trying to translate this preverb ide, which means here, literally. And the result is you're getting a literal translation that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense in English, but also does not really give you an idea of why somebody would use this. Because the thing is, when you have just this literal translation, it's giving you a phrase for which you have no known use case. You wouldn't say jumps here to the tree. From here to the tree, maybe. But we're not talking from here. We're talking here, which is a stationary concept. So, I mean, this is an example of where this context would be important, and actually an idiomatic translation to explain why you would even have ideugrik.
Az angol lány ide utazik Esztergomba.
The English girl is traveling here to Esztergom.
A színes hal nem ideúszik, hanem ideugrik.
The colorful fish does not swim here, but jumps. Okay, but jumps here, but you wouldn't say that way in English, that was the thing.
A béka ideugrik, a hal pedig ideúszik. Béka.
Ideugrik.
A béka ideugrik, a hal pedig ideúszik.
Pedig
Ideúszik.
Az a repülőgép ide érkezik Tokióba.
That airplane arrive here in Tokyo. See, that sounds just totally... That's just... In English, that is redundant.
Az oroszlánok is ide futnak.
Az oroszlánok are the lions running here. Oh, is, too.
Nem csak ide néz, hanem ide is ugrik.
He is not only looking here, but jumping here too. Tanárnő ide néz, de nem jön odauszik.
A nagy, piros hal ide úszik a hídhoz.
The big red fish swims here to the bridge. Nem jön. Ez a munkás nem jön ide. A szürke farkas ide költözik az erdőbe.
A szürke farkas ide költözik az erdőbe.
The forest.
Az idős férfi ide érkezik a házhoz. A kicsi lány ide fut a zöld fűre.
Runs here onto the green grass.
A színes hal nem ide úszik, hanem ide ugrik.
The colorful fish does not swim here, but jumps here. Again, a perfectly, wonderfully idiomatic, totally natural English sentence there. See, you need the idiomatic translations in order to understand the use case, because ide matters. I should note, I can't tell you why. My Hungarian's not that good. But I've got enough experience with a lot of languages to know there are reasons that it is natural to say ide in these sentences, because otherwise it wouldn't be there, for the most part. There's some nuance, there's some implication, there's some connotation that it has, and these literal translations do not give you anything. They just give you an agrammatical English utterance.
Az oroszlánok is ide futnak.
A lion's running here. Here too. Okay, this is like the biggest pain in the ass of any of the Duolingo speedrun yet. Hungarian.
A lányok oda költöznek a folyóhoz.
The girls move there to the river. See, and this is the same thing. Odo, ide. Odo is there, ide is here, but as preverbs, what they're actually used to mean, these fucking literal English translations really do not give you a good idea, and as a learner you need that.
A gazdag nő odaül az asztalhoz.
The rich woman sits there at the table.
Kati oda költözik Péterhez.
Kati moves in with Peter.
Oda néz a fiú, de nem megy oda.
The boy looks there, but does not go there.
A lusta oroszlán odamászik a fához és elalszik.
The lazy lion crawls over to the tree and falls asleep.
Oda nézünk a rendőrre és besétálunk az ajtón.
We look there at the policeman and walk through the door.
Az.
Üzletben. Beszélek. A.
Eladóhoz.
Eladóhoz. Nem. Ez.
Főnökhöz.
Az eladó. Nem pedig, right?
A lusta béka nem odaugrik a folyóhoz, hanem odamászik.
The lazy frog crawls there to the river, but is jumping to the river, but a lusta béka, the lazy frog, nem odaugrik, is not jumping to the river, but crawls. Yeah, and that's just a terrible English sentence. But crawling, or does not jump, but crawls, but is not jumping, but crawls. That tenses, the aspect is all fucked up. That just sounds weird. I mean, and I can understand, I'm a translator. I understand what a pain in the ass it is to render something like this, especially when you've got a hard to translate preverb that does not really make sense literally in English the way you kind of hope it would. But still, some consistency in tense and verb usage would be important, because that's why this took so long, because I was trying to find parallel constructions, because it's kind of how, we do these things, and it doesn't have them. But I mean, these are individual course creators coming up with these translations. I'm not going to hold them too much against them. It would be nice if there was some sort of QA to say, oh, wait a second, yeah, that's not quite like the way somebody would say this in English. Let's just make a slight change and get the tenses right.
Mi sem nézünk oda.
We are not looking there, either.
Odaugrom abba az étterembe és ebédelek.
Drop into that restaurant and at the restaurant. Oh no, that restaurant, that's correct. And have lunch.
Oda kiabálsz a rendőrhöz.
Do you yell? Do you yell to the police officer? Surely. Do you yell there to the police officer? Like, see, once again, find me a situation in which a person, a native speaker of English, would say, do you yell there to the police officer? It sounds like somebody trying to be flowery with, like, poetry or something like that and not doing very well at it. Do you yell there to the police officer?
A kicsi lány odaérkezik, a nagyfiú pedig ide.
Arrives there. Where the big boy arrives here.
A vonat odaérkezik arra a pályaudvarra. A vonat odaérkezik arra a pályaudvarra. Odaérkezik.
Odaérkezik.
A vonat odaérkezik arra a pályaudvarra.
Arra. A pályaudvarra. Az idős nő odaül az ablak mellé és olvas.
The old woman sits next to the window and reads.
Lányok, odaülünk az asztalhoz.
Girls, shall we sit at the table?
Mi is oda kiabálunk az amerikaiakhoz, de ők csak beszélgetnek.
We shout to the Americans too, but they are just chatting. Okay, I'm not even sure what we're doing here. We shout at them, but they're just chatting? I don't understand. Like, see, okay. I've spoken quite a bit about, using narrative structure, creating a narrative structure between these phrases and these exercises in order to make it easier for your mind to sort of process them and make sense out of what's going on and derive the linguistic juices from what you're looking at. But this is like this is the anti-that. This is a sentence that makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's creating a parallel. We shout to the Americans too, but they are just chatting. What's the but? There's no contradiction here. And they're just chatting is fine. I mean, there are like lots of things here. We shout to the Americans too, like as opposed to, okay, me ish. So me ish would be we are not the only ones shouting to the Americans. Other people are doing it. But they, I assume the Americans, are just chatting. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. You need to give people, it's one thing, I do absurdist example sentences and they're wonderful, but they make some kind of narrative sense at least. They're weird, but they make sense on the level that your brain can say, okay, there's a narrative there and it kind of fits. Mi sem nézzük oda. A fiú, okay, oda néz a fiú, de nem megy oda. Az
eladóhoz. Az üzletben. Beszélek. Nem, pedig a
Főnökhöz. Az.
eladóhoz. Beszélek.
Az.
Üzletben. Nem, pedig a
Főnökhöz.
Please tell me this is the end of this lesson. This has been fucking painful. I like languages actually. Okay, I've leveled up. Thank fuck we can get out of. We're done with this for now. I like anyone who's been watching this for any length of time knows this isn't something. I've not been like quite this adamant about wanting to do something else, because this has just been painful. And fucking narratives have been weird. I mean, the context is weird. It is, the translations just don't quite work. So I'm not actually, see, I know that they're expecting me to throw here and there into places, but they're not places where it actually makes any kind of sense in English. So I don't actually know, you know, what the point of it is, and it's important to understand the point of it, which is why you need the idiomatic translations. It's just painful. And you have like sentences that just from a narrative standpoint make no fucking sense. Come on, okay, I can't even. Okay, vi sunt lata shro Hungarian Duolingo. We're going to switch languages. The pain. We're gonna do Chinese. Oh God, Hungarian. Well, it'll be content. It'll be, I guess it'll be content. That's what we've got. It'll be. I mean, that's what this is after all. It's content. Bits of it anyway. Some of it's just like stuff that's in between the content. Okay, family phrases. Greeting. Part 4.
会
会 会
会会
小
少
学
学
安
安
不
不安
安 peaceful an.
安
And in Korean and Japanese this is also pronounced an in Korean, in Japanese. Like in annyeong, the an in annyeong hashimnika in Korean, that's this an. And that same word annyeong even exists in Japanese where it's pronounced anne. But they don't use it as a greeting, so don't people think you're weird. An go anne desu ka? Like そんなことを日本で誰も言わねえんだ。会
会他
谁
谁
安
安
念
念晚安
Good night.
早安，
Good morning.
我一会儿见我的医生。
I will see my doctor. Oh, 一会儿 is in a bit.
我一会儿见他。
我
一会儿见他。
爸爸妈妈晚安
Good night. Oh, this is so much. I mean, I had a Russian teacher in junior school. Mrs. Mikulic. She was Croatian. And somebody once asked her, what's the hardest language in the world? And she said Hungarian. And I have to say, even now, I mean, I've done a fair bit with Hungarian. I'm not great at it, but I know things. enough that I can often fill a lot of the gaps in what Duolingo teaches, and that I made it through their like placement tests and stuff like that. But Hungarian preverbs as taught by Duolingo, really fucking hard. I mean, it would not take much to improve it. I keep coming back to that. I mean, people put a lot of hard work into creating this stuff, and I think, I mean, first of all, just take the AI down, or at least like retool it, so that it's using something other, a metric other than just immediate quits, and try to work out ways like having an AI that is trained to do narrative with this stuff. That would be memorable. You'd learn from that. I mean, think of InspiroBot. Think of all these AIs. Think of all the times that people have like trained an AI on Lifetime original movies and Hallmark Hall of Fame movies and stuff like that, and then had them spit out a screenplay, and it's fucking hilarious. You'd remember that because it would be weird, but it would at the same time feel kind of familiar, and it would probably be more grammatical.
一会儿见。
See you in a bit. 一会儿见。
王老师，早安。
Teacher Wang, good night. Oh, 早安. Fuck, yeah, right.
张老师，晚安。
Teacher Zhang, good night.
李医生，早安。
Dr. Lee, good morning.
我一会儿见我的医生。
I will see my doctor in a bit. And now you can see sentence structure in Chinese. It's like there's the object, which is kind of often at the very end, and then the middle bit is very expandable. 我 I 一会儿 in a bit 将 see 我的医生 my doctor. I in a bit see my doctor. I will see my doctor in a bit. And you can throw more stuff in the middle. You can just keep piling stuff on in the middle.
王老师，早安。
Teacher Wang, good morning. Lesson 2.
最
Wait.
最
最
最
久
久
会
会进错久
久 long or forever.
久进
Sorry. From my anti-allergy spray. 近 and it means near. In Japanese, this is kin. In Korean, it's gun. 近
进
久
久
错
错
近
进
安
安
最
最错
错 wrong. Oh fuck, that's 错. Yeah, got it.
错。你好，好久不见。
Hello, long time no see. Literally, I mean, that's actually a pretty literal translation.
好久不见，好久不见。
最近怎么样？
What's up? Like, 最近, you could say that could also mean, like, how are things lately? 最近, which is a word that also you find in Japanese. 最近, same characters. It means lately, most near, so, and 怎么样 is like how. So 最近怎么样? How are things lately? So that could be what's up. There's a lot of ways to translate that.
我不错，你呢？
I am not bad. What about you?
我最近很忙。
I have been busy recently. See, there we go. 最近 recently. And once again, you can see the sentence structure in Chinese. And it is so much, it is like when you, the compensation for the fact that there are way more Hanzi, way more Chinese characters to learn than Japanese, for example, is that the grammar is refreshingly intuitive. 我最近很忙. It means I recently very busy. So you just stick the sort of the time, manner, place, all that stuff in the middle. And then modifiers are piled on from the right to left. I mean left to right.
我的家人最近不错。
My family has been doing pretty good recently.
我们最近不错。
We have not been bad recently.
错，
错. I have to say, telling the difference between the C and the Z, not easy. Wait,
会。早安，
good morning. 早安. 安.
安，
李医生，早安。晚安。
Good night.
爸爸妈妈晚安。爸爸晚安。
小
少
学学
学
会
会
安
不
I mean, yeah. 安
安
不
不。
爸爸妈妈
晚安。张老师晚安。张老师晚安。
王老师早安。李医生早安。
我一会儿见我的医生。我一会儿见我的医生。
我一会儿见他。
I will see him in a bit. 我
我
一
一会儿见
我
的医生。
一会儿见。
一会儿见。好久不见。
fuck, that's the wrong one.
一会儿见。
王老师
王老师，早安。
Perfect. Shit, this is so much. This is like refreshingly. I mean, admittedly, the Hungarian's actually higher level than this, I think. That's part of it. It's high level Hungarian. Whereas a lot of this is really basic stuff. Because what I've been doing, just in case anyone hasn't quite noticed it, is I'm kind of going through everything and going as far as I can in whatever the first level is, and then I'm going back and leveling up, unless I just feel like continuing on. But I want to kind of flit about between languages and try out different things. Give myself a more global view of the whole thing. 好久不见。
好久不见。
你好，好久不见。你好，好久不见。
九，
好久不见。好久不见。
你好，
你好，好久不见。近，我不错。你呢？错。最近怎么样？
What's up?
我的家人最近不错。
最我们
最近不错。
我的家人最近不错。
My family has been pretty good recently. 九
九
安
安
最
最
近
近错
错九
九
进
近
会
会
错
错
最
最
好久不见，你怎么样？你怎么样？
been a bit. How you doing? Uh, 我
我
最近
最近
很
很
忙
忙，
忙。Okay, leveled up. And where are we in the world of XP? Okay, so, let me see. So I unlocked the 14-day streak achievement, so instead of just telling me that that I unlocked it, they're already advanced to the Sapphire League. And I'm in a pretty good position to do that. I'm in first place in Gold League, and I've got 5 days in which I have to stay in the, let me see, the top 10 is the promotion zone, but I want to stay at first place if I can. How long has this been going? An hour and a half. And I think I am going to call it a night. I will probably be back tomorrow in the afternoon, tomorrow being actually technically today. So, have a good